Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here, weatherweb.net, and it is Monday the 4th of November. Thanks again for watching. Just a reminder that the site's kept free of charge by the adverts you see around the screen, and when you come back and use the site and use the adverts, it's that keeps us free of charge, so thanks for doing that. Now, just a quick one for you today, just revisiting the CFS. Bit of a change in the CFS run overnight. This is the week 1 forecast, showing us again strong jet stream here, look, through the southern parts of the UK. Below normal heights to the north, higher than normal heights down towards the south. If we take a look at week 2, though, you notice that it's a little bit more reluctant to build the high into the south. Now, I'm wondering if this is because the heights are so low up towards the northwest at first, so we're not really seeing that come through during the week, but the jet stream is still down south. It still maintains more unsettled conditions for much of the week, and I think what this is pointing to is my ideas now of sort of an increase in pressure from around the 12th coming in from the south, but perhaps taking to the 13th or 14th to really get going with the high gradually building further north. Now, the week 3 from the CFS looking like this. It's now trying to build the ridge out towards the east here. So this puts a trough out in the Atlantic, builds the ridge in here. So your flow is something like that. What that would do is bring mild conditions for a short time and also some sunshine. But as the high clears off towards the east, the flow comes more from a southeasterly direction. And so what we might do is go into cooler conditions during this period, perhaps from about the 20th or the 21st onwards. And then we find the trough trying to get into the west, bringing some outbreaks of rain into Western Ireland and Western Scotland. So this high at the moment looking a little bit wobbly. I'm wondering if it's only going to hang around for perhaps 7 or 8 days, and perhaps that might be pushing it a little bit, because then what we find happening is that by week 4, you notice there that we've still got the remnant of above normal heights out towards the east here, look, so the flow doing something like that. Got a ridge over the States looking increasingly like a block with a flow something like that, but then a trough kind of trying to extend down into the Atlantic like so. And I think again this could bring the rain up through western parts of the country, perhaps into the south as well, but the east clinging on to dry weather at times, although perhaps pretty cold across eastern and northern areas. So still this emphasis on an increase of frost and fog during the second half of the month. It's just a question of how long it will last. My feelings on this actually is that the high may be a little bit further east, something like this, and actually most of England, Wales and Scotland probably are under the drier, frostier, foggy conditions, at least to sort of the 26th or 27th. However, jury's certainly out on that, and you can see the CFS bouncing around a little bit. The temperature anomaly is quite interesting at the moment, below normal across the UK, but look how cold it is here across the States and across Canada. The temperatures there well below normal during this week, and again during next week, although starting to warm up, look, towards the east and the south. Across the UK, nearer normal temperatures, but picking up towards the south. And then into weeks 3 and week 4, well, around or above normal across the UK. This was this mild south or southeast flow I was telling you about. But I do think that will flip to be colder conditions. But notice the States look starting to warm up, and by week 4 they're above normal for the time of year. And it's trying to bring the UK back to above normal for the time of year condition. But what we've got to remember is that with this south or southeast flow, with an increased risk of some frost and fog overnight, if we do get fog hanging around, then it can really suppress temperatures. So where you might get an above normal 12 or 13 during the day across the UK, given that south or southeasterly flow with clear skies, put fog in the mix, it could just be a 3 or a 4 degree. So CFS wouldn't pick that up. So I think that's what we've got to be very, very wary of here, and question just how warm that may be, and again here too. And of course, like I showed you yesterday, the MJO is still favourable for these high building, that we're into phase 2 and then going into phase 3. Phase 2 here is looking like it's kind of gets going from around the 11th, and phase 3 looks like it gets going from around about the sort of 23rd-ish. So both of those phases favouring high pressure development. And as I showed you yesterday, this is the mean of phase 2. So the low out in the Atlantic here, and high pressure down here, with a ridge building in, the trough doing something like that, and a ridge building out towards the east. But by the time we get into phase 3 conditions, we find above normal heights across most of the UK, higher normal heights out towards the east, big trough out towards the west, ridge doing something like that with low pressure in the Mediterranean. That promotes the area of high pressure. And when you look at it, on the face of it, you'd think milder temperatures, but given the flow that we predict we're going to get with risk of frost and fog overnight, then that does lead to kind of signal the temperatures a little bit. So I'm still in that camp of thinking dry weather and increasing risk of frost or fog in the second half of the month. But as I said, it's something we have to keep a very, very close eye on. Once again, thanks for watching weatherweb.net, whatever you're doing today. Have a great day. Don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at Weather School. I almost forgot then, at Weather School. And you can also follow us on Twitter. We've got a new address too, which is at WXWeb. So we've got that feed on as well. So you can follow us on any one of those, but whatever you're doing today, have a great day and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.